All right, welcome, and welcome back. If you're watching this right now, you have made it to episode 3 of the Babel series. So we're moving right along in this story. If you've gotten this far in the Babel series, after episode 3, we're probably looking at like upwards of an hour worth of content on Babel so far. And so if you've gotten this far and following this manga with me, going on this little journey, thank you not only as I go through this manga and make content on it, but also just try to figure out how I enjoy making these manga videos, because at least as far as this series is concerned, a lot of it is really just going to be me putting together how I enjoy making these manga videos and how I want to make these manga videos moving forward. Where we pick up, it's still Christmas Day. It's the evening that 𝙏𝙖𝙡𝙠 has come to visit the Babel Hotel, and on the first night of his visit, he decided that he, along with his girls and his bodyguard, would visit the club that was in the Babel Hotel because, of course, the Babel Hotel has a club. What doesn't this hotel have as far as amenities go so far? But Tony is sitting there. He's in this little private section. He's in this little private booth with his bodyguard. They got like champagnes and shit, rich nigga shit. But as he's sitting there with the champagnes, this girl comes up to him. She's dressed in like a Santa suit, the Christmas festivities, and she's getting all up on him. She's like, "Ooh, I want some champagne." The bodyguard sees this girl rubbing all up on Tony, and for the second time in one night, he decides to lay his hands on a woman, bruh. He like shoves her and he's like, "Get off Mr. Tony," bruh. Just tweaking again, like for genuinely no reason. Now, at this point, obviously the bodyguard is doing his job, but even Mafia Tony knows he's tripping, bruh. Tony's like, "Bro, relax. Like, you're scaring the hoes. It's okay, bruh. It's gonna be okay." We then cut over to, I guess, another part of the party, another section of the party, and the two girls that came to the hotel with Mafia Tony are in there. They see this other lady getting like a balloon animal from Santa, right? Because obviously they have Christmas themed entertainment, and so Santa cosplayer is going to be there. But they see this lady getting a balloon animal from Santa, and they decide that they too would like a balloon animal. So Santa, he complies. He gives these two ladies their balloon figures. One of them gets like a Christmas wreath. The other one gets like this reindeer. They're actually very well made balloon animals, but then we get a closer look at the Santa himself, and it's like, bro, I know that's not Ozaki weird assassin ass dressed up as Santa, bro. What type of crazy elaborate assassination scheme does he have for 𝙏𝙖𝙡𝙠? Because bear in mind, him and Naomi were both assigned to kill this dude. We then cut to 𝙏𝙗, right? He's standing there outside of one of the elevators. He's waiting for it to come. And as he's sitting there waiting, he's thinking to himself, he's like, damn, I really don't want to get tied up in these mafia affairs if I don't have to, because I don't want to die. But if I don't get tied up in these mafia affairs and gain Ozaki's trust, then I'm finna die anyway, because the Tokyo terrorist is gonna come and kill us all in a few days. Suddenly, the elevator opens, and on the other side of the elevator door is Madame Mitsuishi, the fortune teller lady from a little while back. Now, Madame Mitsuishi, she sees 𝙏𝙗 and she immediately gasps, right? Like, she looks terrified of this man for some reason. 𝙏𝙗's looking at her. He's like, "Oh, is this the fortune teller that Yukiko was telling me about?" And Madame Mitsuishi, she's just stunned. She's like, Are you? And 𝙏𝙗's like, "What? What's up? Like, am I what?" Madame Mitsuishi stares at him. She gets close to his face and she's like, "You're not from this world, are you?" 𝙏𝙗 freezes. He doesn't know how to answer this. Obviously, we as the readers know that 𝙏𝙗 is from a different timeline, but for all intents and purposes, Madame Mitsuishi should not know that. Madame Mitsuishi presses him again. She's like, "Where did you come from?" 𝙏𝙗's like, "Oh, damn, is this fortune teller lady like actually legit? Does she actually have some sort of clairvoyant abilities?" Immediately after seeing 𝙏𝙗, she starts pressing him, right? She's like, "I don't know what you're planning to do, but the results could be irredeemable." 𝙏𝙗's like, "What are you talking about?" Madame Mitsuishi, she gets closer to him. She's like, "God forbids people from distorting destiny." How Madame Mitsuishi knows that this man is planning to tamper with the timeline is beyond me, bro, but she knows. 𝙏𝙗 narrows his eyes when he hears her say this. At this point, 𝙏𝙗 has accepted that somehow Madame Mitsuishi knows that he's a time traveler. And so 𝙏𝙗 just starts keeping it straight up with her, bro. She's like, "I'm sorry, but I have a job to do." Madame Mitsuishi, knowing that she can't really stop 𝙏𝙗, just lets out a pensive sigh. She's like, "Look, bro, I don't know what type of scary shit you're getting into right now. I don't know how I can help, but here." She hands him a business card. 𝙏𝙗's like, why are you helping me?" And Madame Mitsuishi was like, "Hey, I was led to you for a reason, bruh. It must be my destiny. She then goes on to explain to 𝙏𝙖 the butterfly effect. Now, obviously, all of us watching probably know what the butterfly effect is, right? But 𝙏𝙖, who is a grown man, for some reason doesn't know what the butterfly effect was. And so Madame 𝙏𝙖 basically has to explain to him, like, when you're messing around with timelines, the slightest change in the past can lead to the most drastic change in the future. 𝙏𝙖 hears this and he's like, Are you serious? He's just silent. He's stunned. And Madame 𝙏𝙖, warning him about the gravity of his actions, she's like, you better be ready to face whatever judgment is in store for you. We then cut to a bit further in the future, right? We're looking outside of Mafia Tony's hotel room, and standing outside of his room is the bodyguard that came with Mafia Tony, the serial woman beater. We can see down the hall that 𝙏𝙖 is approaching this room. And then we get a little flashback to apparently a meeting that 𝙏𝙖 and 𝙏𝙖 had. And 𝙏𝙖 basically told 𝙏𝙖 that, hey, I need you to get this bodyguard away from Mafia Tony's room, and I need you to bring him to my room by any means necessary. If you remember in the last episode, 𝙏𝙖 basically said he would test 𝙏𝙖 to see if he would trust him. And getting this bodyguard to 𝙏𝙖's room is 𝙏𝙖's test. We then cut to inside the room, and let me just let you know right now, bro, the shit that is going down in this room is absolutely wicked, bro. We got money, we got what looks like cocaine, we got, of course, the balloon animals from earlier. And here we have Mafia Tony ass on the bed on some freak shit, on some BDSM shit, getting whipped and degraded by the two girls that he brought to the hotel with him. Look, bro, I don't know what type of shit Mafia Tony is on, all right? I respect it. But what did Kendrick say, bro? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that Mafia Tony is on right now. We then get a look at Mafia Tony, an angle that no one wants to see, okay? No one's trying to see this freaky ass nigga at this angle. But in this frame, we get a look at Mafia Tony's closet, like the closets that are inside the hotel room. And as the closet opens up, we see that someone is standing within the closet. Someone is waiting for Mafia Tony to be off guard. And upon getting a closer look at who's standing inside this closet, we see Naomi wearing a gas mask. We then get a look from Naomi's point of view, right? We see goddamn Mafia Tony cheeks for no reason, bro. I swear the artist of this manga loves cheeks, bro. Like, they don't censor nothing in this joint, bro. I gotta censor it for YouTube, but it's not censored in the manga, bro. So I'm just sitting here looking at grown man cheeks, but anyway, I digress. Naomi walks outside the closet, right? And we get this angle as she's approaching Mafia Tony. He's on the bed still getting whipped, and she's walking towards the bed. We get a look at the balloon animals, and then suddenly we see Naomi pulling out her earring. She has like her ear piercing in, and she pops the balloons. Upon hearing the balloons pop, everyone else in the room freezes. Mafia Tony, he got the gag in his mouth. He's like, what the fuck? The two girls turn around, right? They were in the middle of doing their dominatrix shit. They don't know what's going on. And suddenly the room starts to fill with this nauseous gas. The gas quickly fills the room, right? And we start to see why Naomi was wearing a gas mask. The two girls fall out immediately, right? It's like this knockout gas. Mafia Tony, he tries to stay up, right? Like he's fighting, but he has the gag in his mouth. There's no way he's not breathing in this gas, bro. Within a few seconds, he too is knocked out. We then get a look at Naomi, and I'm not gonna cap, bro. I know I was just hating on the artists for their artistic decisions as far as angles go, but I respect them for this Naomi angle, bro. This is what the streets needed. This is what we were looking for. But Naomi, for some reason, and I don't know why she's in an all latex suit. I don't know if she was on her dominatrix shit as well, if she knew what they were going to be doing here and just wanted to be a part of the fun. But she looks down at Mafia Tony and, you know, she hits him with the one-liner. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt your fun. It's like, okay, bro. We then cut back outside to 𝙏𝙖. For some reason, the bodyguard, I'm sure he heard the balloon pop. Honestly, he probably just thought it was part of the, let's say, festivities going on inside the room. But 𝙏𝙖, he's approaching the bodyguard, right? His heart is beating. Like, we literally get an x-ray shot of his heart. This is how scared this nigga is, bro. The bodyguard, big swole ass nigga, like 6'4". He looks down at 𝙏𝙖. He's like, what do you want, boy? 𝙏𝙖, he's getting scared, bro. He's like, fuck. Like, he's starting to doubt himself again. But he thinks back to Yang. And he remembers Yang telling himself to trust in his own abilities. 𝙏𝙖 locks in. He has a determined expression on his face once again. He's like, I can't keep running away from my destiny. I have to do what has to be done. The bodyguard, sick of 𝙏𝙖's mess, he pulls him up by the collar. He's like, hey, answer me. You know, knowing what he does to women, I can only imagine what he'll do to 𝙏𝙖, who is a man. But 𝙏𝙖, despite being pulled up by this gargantuan man who is several times heavier than him probably, there's no fear in his eyes. There's no hesitation in his eyes. There's nothing in his expression but determination. We then cut back to Naomi. We're like going back and forth between inside the room and outside the room. And in this room, we have Naomi sitting on the edge of the bed. She's looking at the clock, right? She's timing how long it's been since she let out the gas because she wants to know when it's safe for her to take off her gas mask and finish her assassination. Now, remember how I said it kind of seemed like Naomi was into the festivities herself, like how she too was kind of on her dominatrix shit for some reason? Yeah, that definitely rings true, because instead of just killing Mafia Tony normally, she decides to go all extra with it. She takes the chain that he had wrapped around his neck, right, because he was wearing like a BDSM collar, and she like chokes him, right? She's like, did you enjoy your life to the fullest? She starts asphyxiating this dude, but unlike the two girls who were just doing it for fun, you know, doing it in what I assume was a controlled environment, Naomi is doing it with intent to kill. Mafia Tony, within a few minutes, is probably dead, asphyxiated to death, and if you're keeping count, this is Naomi's second assassination via choke, right? She got the first girl with the hanger, she got Mafia Tony with the collar, but we then cut to the bodyguard who somehow ended up in Ozaki's room, and he too is being asphyxiated, right? He's getting put in the sleeper. We see the bodyguard, his eyes roll into his head, and he starts foaming at the mouth, and after Ozaki sees that he's out cold, he drops the dude, letting him flop onto the ground. He then looks over at 𝙏𝙖𝙡 and tells him that he passes the test. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, he immediately goes down to look at the bodyguard. He's like, yo, did you just kill this dude, bro? Like, what the hell? And Ozaki's like, bro, relax, okay? I just put him to sleep. My job in this assassination mission was just to keep this bodyguard away from Mafia Tony. 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, you only had to knock him out? Like, what type of mission was this? What exactly is going on? Ozaki, he explains that he doesn't really know what's going on, and that because he's a rookie within this assassination organization, they only really give him these odd jobs. Now, obviously, we as the readers know that this job of keeping the bodyguard away from the room was so that Naomi could carry out her assassination, but I guess Ozaki and 𝙏𝙖𝙡 don't know about this assassination. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, wanting to dig up a little bit more information, he's like, okay, well, what's this organization that you work for? And Ozaki suddenly has this wrathful expression in his eyes, bro. Like, he looks demonic, bro. I can't even describe it. Ozaki himself barely knows information about the organization that he's working for, but he tells 𝙏𝙖𝙡 that if he ever gets any more information, he'll let him know. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, he's thinking to himself, he's like, an organization? Could this be the terrorist organization? Could Ozaki be the terrorist? But before he can really go down that line of thought some more, Ozaki questions 𝙏𝙗𝙡. He's like, so how did you even get this bodyguard dude into my room in the first place? Like, what were your methods? 𝙏𝙗𝙡, he keeps it a buck, bro. He's like, oh, I hit on him. Ozaki's like, I'm sorry, what? 𝙏𝙗𝙡's like, yeah, this dude is gay. I saw him hitting on one of my colleagues earlier, and so I seduced him to come into the room. Ozaki lets out a grin. He's like, huh, you know what? You're a pretty interesting dude. I like you. What's your name? 𝙏𝙗𝙡, he stands up. My name is 𝙏𝙗𝙡. Hata 𝙏𝙗𝙡. Ozaki, he nods, and he like reaches out his hand to greet 𝙏𝙗𝙡 to, I guess, formally establish their alliance. He's like, hey, look, I couldn't have pulled off what you did, all right? I wouldn't have been able to get this bodyguard in the room if not for you, and so I trust you. We should team up. The two shake hands, and Ozaki introduces himself. He's like, I made up my mind. You're going to be my partner in crime now. If I have someone who knows the future on my side, then my dream will come true for sure. Now, Ozaki doesn't really specify what this dream is, so we don't know what this dream is. 𝙏𝙗𝙡 doesn't know what this dream is. 𝙏𝙗𝙡's like, his dream, well, shit, it sounds like he's using me, but if I'm keeping it a buck right now, I'm using him too to stop this terrorist attack. And so, at the moment, these two have a mutually beneficial but also mutually exploitative alliance where they both are working together to achieve their end goals. We then suddenly cut to a clock. It's Yang's time travel clock, and right as we're getting a look at this clock, we're now once again looking at 𝙏𝙗𝙡 meeting with Madame Mitsuishi, who's explaining to him the butterfly effect. Upon closer investigation, we then come to understand that, oh, this is a dream that 𝙏𝙗𝙡's having. He's currently in bed right now. It's 6 a.m. on the day after Christmas, and 𝙏𝙗𝙡's having a nightmare, I guess, from all the pressure that's on him from his mission. We then cut back into 𝙏𝙗𝙡's dream world, right? We're getting somewhat of a flashback. 𝙏𝙗𝙡's a bit younger. He's riding his bike, and suddenly, as he's riding across the street, this motorcycle comes around the corner, right? Dude is driving all recklessly, and he crashes into 𝙏𝙗𝙡, sending 𝙏𝙗𝙡 flying off his bike and into the air. As 𝙏𝙗𝙡 is flying into the air, he's about to crash into this lady and this baby, but before he can crash into them, you know, typical fiction, right? He wakes up, he gets up from his dream. Koda's co-worker, who's getting undressed, about to go on his sleep shift, I guess, right? Like the one who trades places with Koda. He's sitting there looking at Koda. He's like, dog, are you good, bro? Like, you're all tossing and turning in your sleep. Are you having a nightmare or something? Koda, you know, he's groggy. He's like, nah, bro, I'm good. We suddenly cut to this mysterious landfill. It's like a trash island. We then get a look at the bodyguard. For some reason, he has this crow next to him, or maybe it's a raven. I kind of have a difficult time telling the difference. The bodyguard, who has his mouth taped up, he's sitting there looking at this raven, and suddenly from behind him comes this dude. His face is obscured, right? He has a shadow over his face, and he's carrying an umbrella. And upon further inspection, if you really, really think way back to episode 1, you start to realize that, hold on, this is the suitcase man, bro. This is the dude that collaborated with Naomi to kill the girl on the elevator. The dude looks at the bodyguard. He's like, I'm sorry, but this was the only location where I could arrange for your death. Now, at this point, the bodyguard is terrified, right? His arms are bound, and he looks down, and he sees Tony Sign Loong's dome on the ground, bro. Tony Sign Loong got beheaded, and the raven, very symbolically, is standing atop his head. The trench coat man, the suitcase man, whatever we're gonna call him. Let's call him trench coat, right? Because he's not really carrying a suitcase right now. But the trench coat man, he starts putting on gloves. He pulls a gun out of his trench coat and he points it at the bodyguard. Ma! Shoots, bro, right in the dome. The bodyguard is dead on the ground. And we get a look at the bodyguard, a closer up look at the bodyguard rather, and in his jacket, just like the suitcase girl from earlier, he has a tracker. Someone is tracing him, just like they had been tracing the suitcase lady. We then get a look at the phone that this tracker is connected to. It's an iPhone 5. Hold on, bro. I think we know who has an iPhone 5, bro. We get a look at the room that this iPhone 5 is in. And in this room, Ozaki is taking a shower, bare booty naked. Again, we see his cheeks, bro. This is our second instance of grown man cheeks in one video. We then cut to Koda. He's back in the room with Yang. He's back up at the royal suite. Yang is eating good up there, just so you know. But Yang is explaining to Koda the third rule of time. And he's like, rule number 3, remember every event that occurs. And Koda's like, dog, every event, bro? What type of, I don't got that Akiyoshi memory, bro. What type of shit do you think I'm on, bro? And he's like, but it's all right, though. I'll just keep it down on a notepad, bro. I'll keep it in my notes app. Yang is like, nah, bro, you gotta keep that shit in your head, bro. You gotta get your IQ points up. You gotta get your cognition up. And you have to remember every event that occurs, because everything that happens to you is going to be important in some way or another. And as someone who has read this story, and as the person who is relaying this story to you, I would advise you all, the viewers, to also take this into account when reading this story. Remember every event that occurs, because a lot of stuff ends up coming back. Koda's like, all right, I'll try to get my memory up. And Yang is like, dog, you'll try. Nigga, the world is on the line, bro. Ain't no try. Koda's like, bro, you know, he starts pressing Yang back, bro, because he's tired of Yang putting all this pressure on him. Koda's like, bro, I'm an ordinary person, bro. I'm not like you. I can't do all this crazy stuff. And Yang is like, you know, I'm not that special. I'm not the only person that can manipulate time. Koda's like, excuse me? Yang is like, hell yeah, bro. Everybody can manipulate time. It's just most people in their lifetime go their entire life without knowing that they can manipulate time. He then goes on to explain further. He's like, I'm sure you've had experiences like this. For example, when you're really focused on something, an hour seems to go by quicker than when you're just dilly-dallying. Koda's like, what? No, bro, that's not time control. That's just perception. And Yang, you know, he presses him further. He's like, dog, I know what I'm talking about, bro. Have you ever been in a situation where time seemed to go in slow motion? Koda thinks back to his bike moment, his flashback to when he was a kid, to when he got hit on the bike and he was about to crash into the lady and her baby. As he was flying through the air, he was like, oh shit, I'm about to crash. But then he sees the baby and suddenly time starts to slow down. He somehow has the ability, the cognition to be able to grab the baby stroller and flip over the stroller so that he doesn't crash into the baby. And I don't know, he does some goddamn spy shit. He lands on the ground, lands on his backpack, he breaks the fall. It's honestly amazing. I don't know what Koda's talking about when he says he doesn't have the skills. I don't think your average nigga could do that shit, bro. We then cut back to Yang and Koda's like, well, yeah, I have had those moments before, but that was just, Yang cuts him off. He's like, just like there's a couple people on this planet who can run 100 meters in under 10 seconds, the Olympians of the world, there's also a couple people in this world who can control time, and that's just how it is. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, he's like, damn, how did you even notice that you could control time? And Yang is like, oh, I had a master just like I'm your master. And 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, and he could control time? And Yang was like, yeah, dog, my master, he was even colder than I was, bro. My master could stop time for 13 minutes and turn back time for 9 days. He's dead though, so, you know, no point in going to him. But they go through this conversation, right? This is kind of a lore dump for us, really, more than it is a conversation between Yang and 𝙏𝙖𝙡. Just giving some valuable insight on, I guess, the time travel within this verse itself. But Yang, he's like, anyway, enough about all that time travel stuff. You need to find the terrorist, bro. You have 6 days left. And 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, you know what? You're right. Let me lock back in. Yang then gives 𝙏𝙖𝙡 another piece of information that he's relaying from 𝙏𝙖𝙡. He's like, look, bro, there's this dude within the babel. His name is Kagawa. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his deal is. It's most likely an alias, but I think this may be a lead. 𝙏𝙖𝙡, he's like, Kagawa? All right, I'll look into it, Yang. We then cut to this dirty, stinky, musty ass room. And in this room is this dude sitting with like 8 monitors in front of his face, 7, 8 monitors. He got all type of shit on these monitors, bro. He got goddamn Forex stock markets going. He got Discord. Like, this is just some real dork, nerd, chronically online, touch grass ass shit, right? This strange ass nigga is over there, stink ass nigga over there eating chips with chopsticks. I don't know if that's common in Japan. I don't think it is, but he's over here eating his chips with these chopsticks, and suddenly his phone rings. He looks at the phone, right? He has like one glass eye or one blind eye, but he picks up the phone and he's like, hello? And it's 𝙏𝙖𝙡 on the other end, right? 𝙏𝙖𝙡's trying to see if he can get some information. He's like, hey, Mr. Kagawa, this is the front desk. Apologize for the interruption, but can I come clean your room today? Kagawa, he's not having that shit, bro. He's like, I told y'all I only want my room cleaned once a week. 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, all right, bro, my fault. Kagawa hangs up the phone. He like slams it down, I assume. We cut back to 𝙏𝙖𝙡, who's at the front desk, and he's like, damn, his whole plan is foiled, bro. He's not able to go into Kagawa's room and quote unquote clean it to look for information. Now, we know 𝙏𝙖𝙡 likes to break into rooms, right? He already did that shit with 𝙏𝙡, but I don't think he wants to do that again because he just barely made it out the 𝙏𝙡 shit alive. Speaking of 𝙏𝙡 walks up to the front desk, right? He sees 𝙏𝙖𝙡, his new partner, and he's like, hey, we need to talk. And 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, now I'm kind of in the middle of something, bro. And 𝙏𝙡's like, I'm not going to take up that much of your time. Just follow me. You are my partner after all, right? 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, all right, bro. Like, what is it? What do you want? We then cut to the babel's dining hall. Within this high scale, upper class dining hall, we see Naomi, right? She's eating like this steak or this, I don't know what it is, bro. It's some rich nigga shit, bro. It looks good. But as she's eating this food, she suddenly feels something unexpected again. She raises her hand, right? She calls over the server, and the server, this nigga starts sprinting towards her. I never seen a server so locked in their life, bro. Like, this nigga wants his tip, but Naomi's like, I'm sorry, I can't eat right now. You can go ahead and put this on my tab. I gotta go. The server's like, are you sure? Is everything okay? Naomi's like, yes, I just have to go. We cut to Naomi's room, right? She closed the door behind her. She stumbles her way through the room in the bathroom. She's like, fuck, my belly, it hurts. She takes off her shirt and she looks down at her belly. And in her belly, she sees a little bump. She's like, what the fuck is this? What the hell is going on right now? She pulls out her phone, right? Suddenly her phone is ringing. Ironically enough, every time Naomi is having these belly problems, her phone starts ringing. But she pulls out the phone and once again, it's the dude on the other line congratulating her for her efforts. But before he can really say much, Naomi's like, hey, I'm going through something right now. Can I call you back? The dude is like, I guess, is everything okay? And Naomi's like, yeah, everything's okay. It's nothing. I'll call you back. Boop. She hangs up the phone suspiciously fast. We cut to the dude who's on the other end of the phone. It's Trenchcoat Man, and he's wondering why Naomi hung up so quickly. But before we can even really see much of Trenchcoat Man, we cut back to the babel bar, the place where 𝙏𝙖𝙡 usually meets 𝙏𝙖𝙡. And now Ozaki and 𝙏𝙖𝙡 are having a meeting at this bar. Ozaki looks out in the distance. He's like, I want to win Naomi over. I guess he really does have unrequited love for Naomi. And 𝙏𝙖𝙡 once again thinks back to the original timeline where Naomi and Ozaki ended up together. Now 𝙏𝙖𝙡, I'm not gonna lie, he's a W-mans for this, bro. He's a W-mans. He's like, hey, bro, I think you got it, bro. Like, personally, you know, I lived this timeline already. You know, you got that, bro. In the last timeline, you won her over. Ozaki turns around. He's like, you dead ass right now? This is the most emotion we've seen on this dude's face that's not rage. And 𝙏𝙖𝙡's like, Yeah, you got it, bro. Ozaki, he walks up to Koda. He's like, Koda, I need your help. I need you to help me win Naomi over. And Koda's like, whoa, bro, like I got my own shit to do. Like I can't just focus on your missions. Ozaki's like, all right, that's cool. What do you need from me? I'll help you on your mission. And Koda's like, well, damn. Now I'm over here reading this, right? I'm thinking Koda's worried about his save the world mission. No, Koda's worried about picking up Yukiko, bruh. Like, get your head in the game, bro. I understand that you have feelings for Yukiko, and I believe that your feelings are legitimate. But come on, bro. We got bigger fish to fry right now than Yukiko. Ozaki, he sees right through Koda. He's like, oh, it's that girl, right? That girl you got a crush on, huh? And Koda's like, how did you know? How did you know? What? And Ozaki's like, it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro. I'll give you the Riz secrets, bro. I'll tell you how to pick her up. And Koda's like, nah, bro, I want to do this on my own. And Ozaki's like, hey, bro, you can't wait for destiny, bro. If you want her, you got to do it to yourself. You got to say, fuck everything else and just go after it. And you know what? W advice from Ozaki, bro. Let's keep it a stack right now. We then cut over to Koda. He's like, well, aren't you Mr. Bitches? Like, you can tell he's hating a little bit, bro. But Ozaki's like, you know what? About my mission now, since I just gave you the sauce, I'm gonna see you in the parking lot in an hour. And Koda's like, an hour? I still got my shit to do. And Ozaki's like, all right, bro, you can come or you cannot come, but I'm pretty sure you want me as an ally, don't you? And Koda's like, damn, I do want this nigga as an ally. We then cut to, I guess, a stairwell within the Babel. And in this stairwell, Koda is meeting with Yukiko, bro. Nigga done, oh my God, bro. This nigga Koda. This nigga said, hey, bro, Zaki gave me the sauce. It's time to take this shit for a test run, bro. He sees Yukiko, right? He puts on his best Riz face. Koda's like, this may be sudden, and I don't want to scare you. Yukiko's like, oh shit, bro. You can tell she has that feeling, bro. You can tell she knows what's about to happen. Koda's like, Yukiko, I liked you, and I've liked you since the day we first met here. Yukiko, she's like, I don't, dog, we're on the job, right? And Koda, he's looking at her lips, right? He's staring at them. Suddenly he grabs her by the shoulder. It's like, whoa, Koda, relax, dog, relax. But he grabs her and pulls her in for a kiss. And Yukiko's like, nigga, get off me, bro. Like, what are you doing? And Koda's like, oh, my fault. Like, bro, did you really think this is what Ozaki meant, bro? You really gonna take the Ozaki method, bro? Yukiko, she got the ick or something now, bro. Shit, me personally, I'm resetting the whole timeline right here, bro. I don't care how much progress I made on the mission, bro. I'm resetting that shit, bro. But Yukiko, she starts running away. And Koda, he thinks back to Ozaki again. If you want something, you have to take it for yourself. Koda grabs Yukiko. Mandatory disclaimer, because I know we got some young men watching this. Don't take the Ozaki method in real life, bro, please. He spins Yukiko around, pins her against the wall. Yukiko's like, Koda, you're scaring me, dog. Koda, we get a full page spread of this nigga's face, bro. This nigga is mewing now. All right, I don't want to lose you again, face ass boy. And he goes in for the kiss. Once again, don't do this shit in real life, bro. This shit works in the cartoons. This shit works in the anime. This shit works in the movies. IRL, you're doing a bid for this, bro. Yukiko, she shoves Koda away, and I'm like, okay, bro, I can respect this writing, bro. Maybe the author is really on his realistic shit. Maybe Koda's really gonna have to suffer the consequences of this rash behavior. Hell nah, bro. Yukiko turns around. Before you do anything like that, you should at least ask me on a date first. Like, all right, bro, come on, bro. I'm not even trying to hate on my boy Koda, bro. I respect that he got, you know, what he was going after, but damn, bro, like, nigga could have been a little less fucking, a little bit less of a criminal with it, bro. Koda, this nigga look hype as shit now. Okay, smiling face ass, bro. Look at this joyous ass nigga right here, bro. Like, as much as I was hating, I'm glad that he got what he needed. I'm sure this was the extra boost that he needed to save the world. But we cut back to the nigga who was in that stinky, funky ass hotel room, and he's getting a phone call. The dude on the other end is Trenchcoat Man. Naomi's acting strange. Monitor her. The dude's like, okay, roger that. Is this nigga wearing a Marilyn Monroe shirt? Yes, he is. But he pulls out his keyboard, and suddenly all 8 of his monitors turn to different shots of the hotel, bruh. Somehow this nigga is tapped into the Babel security system. Now, freaky ass nigga 69 God over here is like, oh man, look at Naomi. Fine as ever, bruh. Just stalking her, bruh. Got her hands on her belly, bruh. You can see the baby bump if you know it's there. I'm sure this nigga doesn't know what a pregnant woman looks like, though. This nigga just probably be watching straight Anywho, we cut down to the garage where Koda was told to meet Ozaki. And here come Ozaki, big, ethereal, rich ass with a goddamn Ferrari, because of course this nigga has a Ferrari. But Koda's like, look, bruh, I don't have long. I got shit to do. So whatever you need from me, let's make this quick. Ozaki's like, yeah. I got you. We gonna make this quick. It's gonna be a little cramped though. Koda's like, cramped. Ozaki, bah! Punches bro dead in the stomach, causing him to double over, right? Causing him to get knocked out, or winded rather. And while this dude is on the ground, he lifts him up and throws him into the Ferrari's trunk, right? You know, the sports car's got the trunk in the front, that little cramped ass shit. He throws him in that shit and he's like, hey bro, don't make a sound. We'll be there in a second. He closes the trunk on this nigga, gets into the car and takes off. He's transporting Koda to somewhere. And this might be the single most embarrassing frame in manga history, bro. I'd never let a nigga kidnap me like this, bro. I'm resetting the timeline right here, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. We gonna have to run this shit back. You're not driving me nowhere in the trunk of your car. I'm sorry.